Hey guys, it's WildHeart, and today we'll do patch 13.9 rundown, the first patch after MSI, and let's get started. Let's don't waste our time. Wow, Nico is changed in this patch. Wow, I didn't expect it to happen in 13.9, I was expecting it to happen in 13.10. Alright, alright. What do we have there? Her passive... Wait. It's not new. Alright, when Nico is near a non-epic monster, minion, trap, ward, or plant for 2 seconds, she stores their Shoma. Nico can click on her bar to become that unit. Okay, so basically that's the same that it was, like mimicking your ally champions, but now you can mimic pretty much anything in the game. That's good. That's good, but I feel like there's going to be something really bad about this passive. Like, I don't know, maybe it will be bugged, maybe it will be glitched in a way. I feel like it's kind of hard thing to design, because I remember I was watching some video on YouTube, and I think I saw someone was playing Nuno against Nico when Nico mimicked red buff, and Nuno was dealing like 1k damage with Q when he was full tank build. Alright. Disguise no longer breaks on taking damage, only when the disguised self would have died or when you are crowd controlled. Alright. Nico speed. Nico no longer inherits base attack speed, move speed from disguised target, if that stat is higher than hers. Interesting. I love that cooldown is changed to 2 seconds only. That's cool. Q, Bloom and Burst. AP scale is increased, basic damage is a little bit reduced, so pretty much numbers are the same, I would say. Numbers are the same. Area of effect is increased, that's cool. Jungle Tomato Q now deals 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bonus damage to monsters. Alright, so we have bonus. I mean, her Q was great for clearing monsters anyways, especially with pets. If you have pets, her Q was great for clearing jungle monsters. With this extra damage, Nico can potentially be played as jungler. Like, I didn't play solo Q since 13.9 yet, but I feel like we might see Nico jungler sooner or later. Better Blooms. Casting Q beyond its maximum range will now cast the ability at maximum range instead of having Nico block. That's interesting. That's important to know. Alright. W, Shape Splitter. Nico move Nico. After casting, Nico can reactivate to send the clone to a new location. So now it's not just walking the way how you've been walking, but now you can actually control it. It's actually such a good thing to manipulate it. Like, if you think of it that way, it's such a good thing to catch some random skill shots like Trash Hook, like Ash Ulti, like basically anything that can affect you, you can block it by manipulating the clone. That's a very interesting mechanic. Nico Funny. Clone now plays animations and sounds of Q, E, dance, joke, taunt, recall, and laugh, and survives for their duration. Alright, Nico Jungle. Empowered attacks deal 50% bonus... not percent. Deals 50 bonus damage to monsters. Alright. Nico is become 1. Nico's clone spawns 100 units in front of her. So basically, clone can also tank the jungle monsters, right? If I get it right, you can use it to tank jungle monsters as well for like 2-3 auto attacks of them. But that's something. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Tangle Barbs. Magic damage. Flat damage is reduced but the AP scale is increased by 5%. I mean, it's going to be stronger, but not too much. Not like much stronger. Our Pop Blossom. Adjusted ultimate. After channeling for 1.25 seconds, Nico jumps into the air, knocking up all nearby enemies for 0.6 seconds. Nico then crashes to the ground with all knocked up enemies, dealing magic damage to them and stunning them for 0.075 seconds. So it's the same what it was. Like before that, I'm not sure if it was stunning or rooting earlier, or it was just dealing damage. I think it was rooting when you've been hitting someone, but now it's knock up. And afterwards you stun someone. I mean, it makes sense to nerf the cooldown, right? It makes sense to nerf the cooldown because it sounds quite powerful. If you find the angle to cast such an ult, you can just win the team fight immediately. Like, you CC you can potentially CC the entire enemy team for 0.6 seconds, right? And afterwards you can stun them for another 0.75. But the damage is nerfed. The damage is nerfed drastically. Yeah, I mean, the damage difference is huge. Yeah, the difference is huge. But Nico doesn't gain shield. I'm not sure, like, this ulti sounds... It sounds controversial to me, like, you deal less damage, you deal... Like, it's much less than it was, like, it cannot even be compared, it's huge. And you gain no shield. Really weird. Alright. But I mean, let's see what will happen with Nico afterwards. At the same time, I feel like it can be played in jungle at least. Like, it can be played in jungle, that's for sure. I'm just not sure what's going to happen with her ulti. Like, ulti sounds super weird to me. Aatrox. Passive damage increased, arm movement speed increased. Alright. I mean... So it's the same in early game, and based on level, in late game, it increases by 2%. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. Like, Aatrox is not known for his super strong late game. You don't pick Aatrox to win late game. You pick Aatrox to dominate the laning phase around level 3, right? And basically, you want to play the mid game. You don't pick Aatrox to get level 18 World Ender. Bonus movement speed is increased. That's something that can be useful. That's something that can be useful because it increases his movement speed early on. That's something that can make him stronger. It increases his movement speed at level 11 as well. And at level 16. Like, obviously it makes Aatrox much stronger in late game. Because boss, like, his movement speed and his damage are increased in late game. But as I said, his passive doesn't really make him any stronger. Like, it doesn't make much difference in early or mid game. It's not like it's gonna change anything, but his movement speed, it's cool. It's something that Aatrox mains might love, especially considering how unpopular Aatrox became recently. Amumu. W damage increased early. Interesting. Okay. Flat magic damage per second. 12, 16, 20, 25, 28. To 20 at all ranks. Percent health magic damage per second. 1. 1.15, 1.3, 1.45, 1.6. Alright. But percent health magic damage is increased. So by the time we get W maxed, we deal more damage to tanky camps like blue buff, red buff, Gromp, Drakes, Scuttlecrabs, and Barons. So in theory, you can probably max W now if you want to try to do solo Baron like you did earlier with Amumu. I remember there was a meta when you've been getting Demonic Embraces Amumu first, right? And been just rushing Baron at 20 minutes. I'm not sure if it's a thing now, but probably with his W max, it will be easier. I mean, 2% considering the mechanic of this spell, considering how it works, it sounds strong. It actually sounds strong. It actually makes sense to probably not to max it, but for example, get 3 points in E to clear the camps, faster. Get ulti level 6, and afterwards you just put level 7, level 8, level 9, level 10. Yeah, you at the end of the day you can max your W before you get second point in your ulti. That doesn't sound too bad, and you will have W max this way before Baron spawns. Might be a very strong thing if you get Jackshaw as a core item. Bellas. Attack damage grows decreased, Q damage to monsters increased. Absolutely nothing. Doesn't really change Bellas. Okay. Q Void Surge, monsters damage modification. I mean, It doesn't really change Belvis, doesn't it? I don't think it changes well. I don't think it changes Belvis because Belvis can be played either way. Like you can play Belvis now. She's not weak. She doesn't really need any buff. I don't feel like she needs one. But at the same time, I don't feel like buffing 20% damage modification to monsters on Void Surge is going to make something for Belvis that she will become like super popular all of a sudden. Jinx. Attack damage grows decreased. Wow. 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 Big W. Very strong nerf. Jinx is definitely going to drop out of meta for sure. Nah, guys, Jinx is the same. You don't really care about those small numbers on AD in late game because you don't pick Jinx for late game all alone. Like obviously Jinx is a great late game champion, but this is not the reason why Jinx is great. Jinx is great because of her ulti, because she can steal objectives now. Jinx is great because of her insane range. Jinx is great because of her crazy movement speed if she gets one takedown in team fight. That's the things that are mainly making Jinx strong in team fights in late game. Not couple of numbers in AD. Like it's like what do we lose at the end of the day? Dude, it's like 5 to 6 AD, no? If I do math right, it's like 5 to 6 AD at level 18. It's less than Doran Blade. Nah, it's like half of Longsword. I mean, you guys can see it right. It's nothing. Kale, okay, let's see what's happening to Kale. E, Starfire Spellblade. On hit AP ratio 25 AP to 20% AP. Okay, so she's getting nerfed. Passive Divine Ascent wave damage is getting buffed. Yeah, based on E rank. Okay, so it was 15, now it's 20. So AP ratio scale is decreased, but scaling is increased. Wait, but scaling is increased based on champions level. Yeah, based on champions level, not on the level of the spell. That's very interesting thing. Like that's very interesting, not gonna lie. I mean, you don't usually build full AP Kale nowadays, so these AP ratio scales are not the end of the world, but I'm not even sure how to consider this E change. I don't really understand how it works before level 11 though, like based on champion level, levels 11 to 18, but how it works before level 11? It's just 20 all the time before level 11 or how? Because if it's just 20, it's not the end of the world because normally, normally you don't do anything a scale anyways before level 11. If your scale starts at level 11, sure, okay. Alright, let's see what happens to ulti. Cast time, 0.5. Okay, that's actually great. Cast time is great. Cast time change is very good. Okay, area of effect radius, 525. Holy smokes. But that's more than Vigar's Cage, no? That's huge. Alright, Ascending Kale no longer lowers her range when casting alt on herself. What? Okay. okay, that's interesting. Invulnerability duration. Okay, so it's changed to 2.53 seconds to 2.5 at all levels. So it's getting buffed in early game. At level 11 it's the same. In late game it's less by half second. Okay. Time delay until sword falls. But delay is added, so it's not too powerful. Makes sense. Magic damage. 200, 350, 500, bonus, 100% bonus AD, 80% bonus AP. Flat damage is nerfed by 100, but that makes sense. Like this area of effect radius buff is just huge. It's just too powerful not to nerf anything else. AP scale is reduced, AD scale is reduced. I mean, I would take it. Honestly, I would take it because this area of effect radius buff is just too good not to take it into consideration. This is overall, this is a great buff. This is a great buff on her R. I'm still not sure how to approach this E, but that sounds great. That sounds great. Sign passive health decay increased. Seriously, so Sign gets another nerf, like seriously. That's like 5th nerf in a row or something. This champion didn't get any buffs for quite a while. He's getting another nerf, and afterwards, I think Prowler's Claw is going to get nerfed soon, so it can be problematic too. Q damage increased. Q damage increased on Sen, okay. So it's only 5 damage level. 5 damage level, 2% on AP scaling, bonus damage per bolt. 3 damage every level, and 2% to AP scaling. Maximum magic damage. Huh. Plus 10% of scaling. And 20% and 20 flat damage. That's a lot. I mean that's not bad. That's not bad because Swain spams this spell. The cooldown on Q is super low, so it can be serious. It can be serious, especially in this Road of Ages meta. He can be super annoying. Not only in Road of Ages build, like he can just go Jack Show into something even more durable like Spirit Visage. Like he can be super annoying to deal with. Our cast lockout conditions adjusted, okay. Cast lockout whenever Talia takes or deals damage. Whenever Talia takes damage. I mean, nothing serious. We take those. Trundle. Base attack speed increased, base mana increased. I mean, this had to happen because Trundle was just disabled after all of the nerfs he got in Season 12, at the end of Season 12. He just became useless. At some point, like, if you see Trundle on your team, you probably shouldn't expect too much from Trundle because he got so many nerfs afterwards. But at the same time, it was wise decision to nerf him in the condition he was, because he was just too oppressive to deal against, regardless who you've been playing. Like, if you've been playing against Trundle against Volibear, you've been beating Volibear. If you've been playing Trundle against Hecarim, you've been beating Hecarim. And as I remember, from Trundle POV, the only issues you've been having with were like Nidalee and Kha'Zix, and probably Kindred. The rest were totally right to deal with. Volibear, alright. W damage and heal increased. Plus 1% bonus health. Flat damage remains the same. Heal ratio based on missing health. Hold on. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot because you spammed this spell. I'm like, wait. So you buff him 1% on bonus health scaling. Okay, that's whatever. Like we take it. Like it's cool for Volibear, but it's not like something serious. But 3% on missing health on the spell that he maxes, and on the spell that he spams. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's a game changer for Volibear, like that Volibear is going to be broken or something, but this can definitely increase his win rate and popularity by a lot, like by far. Like this is what I see in this percents, that it will increase his win rate at least by 1 to 1.5% globally. That's very serious. Let's see what happens to Lichbane. Lichbane ability power is increased by 10. That's cool. That's cool, especially for champions like Victor who still would love to build them, like to build items like Lich Bane, but they would just never take it. At the same time, it's quite difficult to balance Lich Bane because the item is not too bad, I would say. Like it's still good choice when you play champions who spam spells and who love to side lane, like Victor, like TF, like with those champions it's a great choice. But still, for champions who don't normally take Lich Bane, like Syndra or Orianna or any other default mage on mid lane, it's still not a good reasoning to get Lich Bane, I would say. Expanded emote wheel. Whoa. Whoa. I might test it. I might test it. This is great. ARM adjustments are whatever. Behavioral systems. We're adding the ability to report players in the game in order to provide you with more opportunities to help us identify and take action on folks displaying toxic or disruptive behavior. These reports will also give us more information about exactly when during the course of the game the disruption occurred. We shall help improve our systems going forward. We hope you never need to use these, but it's there if you do. You can now create and update reports during the course of the match. You can also update your report in the post-game screen if you have a change of heart or notice something new. That's cool. That's actually cool. I really love it because I feel like overall the behavioral system has to be changed. Like it's not about adjusting it or something. It just had to be totally reworked, and something had to be done about people who constantly flame, who constantly AFK, who constantly ruin the games. Like it has to just be, it just has to be changed, right? We just go with this, and this is probably an example of right step towards it. It's very difficult to call what exactly has to be done, but it's safe to say that something is going wrong with it, and that changes has to be done. Like something has to be done about it, right? Mute options. We consolidated your mute options into a new panel that can be accessed through the scoreboard just below the report button. I mean, that's good. That's honestly a good thing to see, that they constantly change something about behavioral system, because I feel like that the toxicity that you got to face in League of Legends and all the issues you have to face in League of Legends is probably the major reason why you would potentially want to leave the game. Not the actual game, like not the balance, not the champions, not the items, but the toxicity, but the fact that people can run down the games and remain unpunished for quite some time. I feel like once that's fixed, the game will be great again. But yeah, guys, for now that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out, and see you next patch.